Hey everyone, it's Jesse again. Today we're going to talk about the Kobalt 24 volt cordless wet tile saw. Before we get into that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can see more content like this. Thank you very much. All right, now here is our wet tile saw, 24 volt cordless. The battery fits under here, as you can see. I don't have one in there yet. Got the sliding platform here. This is the blade. In here is where the water is held. You can see that's the maximum amount and the minimum amount of water you're supposed to add. And as you can tell, I've used it quite a bit. It's still going strong, as I will demonstrate here shortly. Now here, these little accessories, these are the only things that I do not like about this saw. These are all cheap plastic stuff. It's just, I mean, they do okay. I don't use them very often. Once in a while, I have to make an angle cut, and I'll have to use one of these. This thing here, 45 degree and whatever. But you can see how just cheap and flimsy this stuff is. They're made like little kids' toys or something compared to this. This is all good, strong metal. The platform's metal. Uh, the sliding pins here are metal. I mean, it's really well made tool aside from these accessories here, cutting accessories. This here, this lock here, this unlocks the fence so you can remove it. This is pretty neat. It helps with cleaning and stuff. So there's that. And let's see. Here is a nice little storage place for your tools to remove your blade and stuff. So that's kind of handy. And this little thing, this is cheap plastic too, but it's this thing goes on here on this end. There we go. That goes there to catch the water. So, and channel it back down into the storage area there, the water storage. So I've had this thing for about a year now, I'd say. I've used it on a few jobs, one really big job. This is a piece of tile that I cut with it. These were originally 4 feet by 2 feet wide tile. It was a really big tile to start with. I did a full bathroom covered in these 4x2 tile, and they're really thick, as you can see here. But the saw just buzzes right through them, as you'll see. I'll get set up and show you a demonstration here of how well it cuts. The motor is really strong, and I've actually ripped 4-foot tile this thick. I've ripped them on this thing when I had to, and it actually does it. It's a cordless saw, and this is I've owned cheaper tile saws in my day. I'm not a professional tile guy. I'm a handyman, so I do a little bit of tile here and there. I can do it at a decent professional level, but I'm definitely not an expert. Not to the point where I would invest a lot of money in a saw. So I normally just get a cheap little saw and from Harbor Freight or something and use it until it dies and then go get another one. But I saw this one and I'm already invested in the Kobalt 24 volt lineup, and I figured I'd give it a try. I caught it on sale, and this thing is surprisingly strong. The motor is surprisingly strong. It beats any of those cheap corded saws that I've purchased in the past beats them hands down. It's just a monster compared to those other saws that you can get, the cheap ones. Now, having said that, I've never owned a really powerful top of the line tile saw before, so I'm comparing this one to the really, really cheap corded ones. So keep that in mind when I say that stuff. So, but it's a really good saw. It's sturdy, dependable, very dependable so far, and this thing is a beast in my experience. So if you're thinking about getting something like this, I would definitely recommend it. Especially if you're like me, where you do it once in a while. You don't have to roll out a cord. You don't have to trip over a cord, any of that. You just plug your battery in there and kick it on and go to town. Another thing is this is the locking pin for your platform here. So the platform actually locks for storage and transport. So just wanted to point that out before I move on to the demonstration. All right, we've got our scrap piece of tile here, 3/8 of an inch thick, and we're gonna do a little demonstration on how this thing cuts. All right, here's the power button. On this one, you pull it out. As you can see, it didn't bog down, nothing like that. Cut right through it like butter. Not bad for a cordless saw. I was really impressed with this thing, and it's become one of my favorite tools. I've done a lot of work with it so far, and it's held up really well, and it does a good job.